So what's the plan for the day then?
Well, just looking at the route, and we've still got 182 kilometers to go until we get to Bonifacio, but we are very close to some points of interest that we've pinned to the map. I think we've got Quenza coming up in about half an hour, but these were the archaeological sites that we'd pinned, so we'll go check them out on the way. Then we're going to head over to the east coast, and then we'll drop down south again. So we're pretty much all packed up. We've just had lunch, so let's get back on the road. We're back on the road again, and these roads are fantastic. I'm looking at the sat nav. We've got another 190 kilometers to go of pure twisty roads. Maybe we'll be dropping back down into the forest section first, but for the moment we're enjoying these great road views. And there's a cow in the middle of the road. He's a kindred spirit of the GS. Which, pick a lane, mate, come on. Where's he going? No, I don't think they're supposed to climb up there, are they? He's doing well.
He did well.
How's he going to get down? Oh no, it's stairs they can't get down, isn't it?
You do really need to be aware of animals and rocks on the road here in Corsica.
Yeah.
It's
Animals, rocks, sand, and giant potholes.
and poo.
Yeah, from said animals. But the weather is staying spectacular today. We had a big black cloud come over us before, but the wind blew it away. So I think we're all clear for the rest of the day. It must get so hot here in the summertime because there's whole fields that look like they've been burnt out last season.
Yeah. I think someone said to us, didn't they, that they had a huge heat wave last year and it was like almost unbearable.
Oh, did they?
More piggies.
Look at him digging. Wonder what he's trying to eat in there. He's fishing through. They're a little bit less scary than the bears.
Just a tad. Oh, they are so cute, the baby ones. He's really doing some digging.
He'd do some damage that in your garden, wouldn't he?
Yeah. He is tagged though. The baby ones aren't.
Yeah.
I know we could stay here all day, but we do have to go.
That's true. It's a great view from up here. Although it's getting a bit chilly. It's 10 degrees.
I told you should have put your heated vest on. I'm not chilly.
I've got it on, but I'm just not plugged in. What a great road that one is. Oh, there's a sign for deers there. You might actually see some reindeers. The road's gone quite narrow again. It's quite dusty as well. You tend to do a lot of like coming back on yourself for these roads.
Yeah, it's like in and out of the mountain curves, isn't it?
Yeah, like we rode all the way
look at the road.
Down there.
No, look at the road in front.
Looks like either side of the road is just getting like narrower and narrower as it falls in. This bit's been repaired. That's a nice job, isn't it? No.
Yeah.
Good quality wall being built there. Appreciate that one. Just had a bike go past us telling us to slow down, so I'm not sure what's around one of these corners. I'm guessing pigs. What's your bet, Em?
Not too sure. I mean, the conditions got a little bit worse, didn't they? There was a lot of gravel on the road back there, but... Or maybe it was just his wave looked like that, but I was pretty sure that he was telling us to slow down.
There was a pair of them. I guess it could have been within a kilometre of here.
Yeah.
So. Could be that
Big
rock, maybe?
Yeah.
That's nothing unusual for Corsica, is it? It's kind of a given. Yeah, like we're right in the middle of nowhere, Em.
Yeah.
That's the first car we've seen for a while.
I can't believe how many little tiny bridges they've built just for this road. There's been
Isn't there?
at least 20 or 30 we've crossed over, and little rivers that run underneath them.
And lots of big, like, chunks blown out of the rocks to get the road through.
The road seems to be in a lot better condition here than it was a few kilometres back.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? I think this one's been fairly recently resurfaced. Still quite narrow though. Oh, we've actually had a roundabout.
Was that a Corsican roundabout?
It was,
Seemed more
I think
like a
so.
junction.
Apparently. It must be a colourful street in the summertime when all the trees and plants are in bloom. Oh, I think we're
here's a
going up there.
Really?
Mm,
Yeah, Porto Vecchio we are, yeah.
is that right?
It looked nice down there.
Yeah, it did.
These old traditional houses. So we're on our way now to Quenza, which is I think a small town up here in the mountains, and then we'll be going on to an archaeological site, and then I think back to Quenza before taking another road that's cut through the mountains, and hopefully we'll have a great view of this very famous range here in Corsica. So that's what we're doing now. How's it going up front, Sean?
Having fun up the front here. Oh, just arrived at Quenza now.
Oh, perfect. I think the reason I pinned this is because of the view that you're going to see in a minute when you go around the corner, I think.
Oh,
That
okay.
it has these insane views of the peaks.
Oh yeah, I can
it
see
does
them through the
look-
trees.
Wow. Again, a place that I thought was going to be quite a big town is quite a small village.
Seems to
I
be the
don't
running theme.
Yeah, I don't think we need anything, do we? So we can probably continue on through and head towards the archaeological site.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
Oh,
What's that, like a church or like a house / tower? I think it's like one of those fortified houses, isn't it?
Yeah.
No?
Oh, have you seen that range? Look at it.
Oh yeah. Right, we're just entering the little village of Zonza, and we're going to continue straight through here to get to this archaeological site, but we're going to be coming back on ourselves after we see that. I think it's only a 10 or 20 minute detour, but yeah, the turning will be just here in a second. Not really sure what to expect at this site. I'm not sure, is it just a few rocks in the ground, Em, or is it actually a little building?
I can't remember. Sorry. I really can't remember.
Sometimes we pin these things, completely forget what they are, and then sometimes we're blown away by them, and sometimes we're a little bit disappointed.
Oh, look at this cafe in this little town.
Oh wow, perhaps we can stop there on the way back before the next leg of the journey.
Cheeky coffee. Oh, there was tanks there, Sean. You missed tanks.
I missed the tanks. Oh, is that
Yeah.
the Museum of Resistance?
Something like that, I think so. They had a tank
I think I
and
saw a sign for that back
cannon of sorts.
Right, well, we're on this road for 12 kilometres and then 12 kilometres back. Hope he's got his handbrake on. This is turning out to be a very big detour. But this is a nice village, isn't it? I wonder if a lot of tourists come to see these sites. That's why all these restaurants are here.
Yeah, there's a couple of souvenir shops as well we've seen. I was expecting this to turn into a gravel track.
Me too, yeah. It's we're still I think about a kilometre and a bit away from it, but it's been signposted, so it is still a thing. Parking obligatory.
I don't think it's very busy today.
Where is it? Is it in there?
I'm not sure.
Oh, it's there, I think. Maybe we do need to turn around here then.
Okay, should have obeyed the signs.
No, never learn.
No.
There's acorns everywhere. Well, it is busy, isn't it, Anne? Do we come to really lame places, or are we just early?
I'm not sure.
Right, we have made it at the entrance of the archaeological site. However, the signpost said from here it's a 2-hour walk, which when you look at the pin on Google Map, it is right next to the car park. So we're going to see if there is one that is close to by here, or whether it's a 2-kilometre walk or a 2-hour walk.
Or how much it is, or we don't know. You're going to discover it with us. But
if
we
it
don't
is,
have 2 hours to walk.
No, if it is a big walk, we're going to have to pass on this one. So,
but maybe the drone can see it.
Oh, I don't know, perhaps, but it might be, I think it's inside these trees, isn't it? Anyway, let's have a look. Here's the reception.
It's called the Cucuruzzu Kapala archaeological site.
That's going to look a little bit like this, apparently.
Okay, so we've decided to do the walk. It's actually only a kilometre or less than a kilometre to the main archaeological site of Cucuruzzu. I'm butchering that, I know, but that was my try. So I got those 2 tickets. It was €4 each for adults and I think €2.50 for children. And it is a big loop of the entire archaeological area. And the walk so far, look at this. It's like walking through the trees of a magical wonderland. It's beautiful through here. So I'm going to have a little walk, which I guess is good for us because we've been on the bike for 6 or 7 hours at this point in the day. So have a little walk, see this archaeological site, get back on the bike, hit another amazing road. We've still got more amazing roads to do today, and then jump on the coast for a little bit. But I've actually really wanted to see this, so I'm glad that we've had time to do it. So this is the little booklet they give you on arrival, the visitor's guide, and I've already had a little browse through it, and I thought you might like to listen to as we walk through. It says, before you set out on your visit, you might like to know a little bit more about the history of the sites. So during the 8th and 7th millennial BC, a few small groups of people lived in this area, and they used naturally occurring rock shelters, for example, those at Cucuruzzu and at Pianu de Levi. These people were hunter-gatherers, and their food included small grazing animals and certain wild plants. So that's what we're walking through now. And then I think it goes on to say, the path, which is what we're on now, Sean. During this tour, you will follow ancient paths, part of a communication network constructed and used by the people who lived and worked here a long time ago.
Point number 2, what's this one, Em?
The chestnut tree and the granite boulders. The chestnut tree just below the path is about 800 years old. So around 1200 AD, someone dug a hole and put a chestnut in it. And then nearby we have a great pile of granite boulders, a granite chaos. The pile was not put there by people, it was formed naturally over thousands of years through the process of erosion.
They are actually really impressive, these little paths cut in the rocks. This little forest as well.
It's nice and cool in the shade. I imagine in the summer this is the place to be.
I think so. Also, I have to say, these boots for walking in are really comfy. I don't think you're going to twist your ankle either with them.
Not that we recommend hiking in BMW boots.
Oh, look at this one. This one's really carved in.
Oh, there we go. Ah, okay, I think we're at the next marker. Marker number 4. The walls along the path provide clear examples of several traditional methods of construction used in rural Corsica. For example, the boundary wall of the path has been built just by one person. The stones are small enough for one individual to move alone.
One strong individual. So these are massive.
Marker number 5 is the perfectly cylindrical trunks of 2 enormous pine trees. The pines are each about 150 years old, and between October and March each year, migrating birds find safe perches in the branches of these trees. The other one's just down here.
So this was discovered in 1959 and it was hidden by dense vegetation.
Yeah, and we've now arrived at the outer perimeter wall of the fortified village. It is a typical example of local rural architecture from the Bronze Age, and it blends in well with the local landscape. The huge wall consists of enormous granite boulders, all in their natural position, with the spaces in between filled with dry stone walling.
It's a good use of boulders, that.
It says the perimeter wall curves round. We'll see more form from the inside of the fort.
Are these steps here? I think they are, aren't they?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it goes all the way, innit?
Yeah. It says, from the walkway you can see a section of wide curved wall over your left. It's far end built into a huge pile of boulders. The wall has an inner and outer stone face.
It's very unique, isn't it?
It's really cool.
Looks like it was a great little stronghold. Looks like there's little rooms inside the outer wall as well. It's a bit dark in here though.
Yeah, it says that this was the milling area because they found storing foodstuffs and they found large pottery.
Ah, so those little rooms there probably for storing food, I guess.
The 2 openings provided access to the storerooms.
So according to the book, they reckon that this area was the base of a wooden cabin, and this boulder here is most likely has fallen from the top and crushed whatever was below there. So they reckon that the upper area had been used as a burial site because they found bones and shelters there.
Should we head up to the upper section then?
Yeah.
They've done this really nicely, haven't they?
Yeah, that's fine. This one was the main building, which had 2 stories apparently, which makes sense where the rock fell from before. And there's a big fireplace in here too. But it's a great place to live, and as you come out you get that fantastic view over there as well.
They must have been tall like you, because that's a really big door.
It's true actually, yeah. I approve of that. This one I was looking forward to see. This is the statue of Menhir, and you can just about see there that there's like a sword carved into this one on that side. And then on the other side it says something that represents ribs, but I can't quite see that one myself. There is a bit of like a cross carving there, but it's cool that that still stands and you can still make out the sword. Anyway, we're going to head up now into the main shelter.
So this is the residence of Count Bianco, and it says here that the fenced off area is closed to visitors at present because further archaeological work is currently in the process, but the evidence yet more medieval buildings have been uncovered with Iron Age construction concealed below.
So this probably the last site of the day. Is this the main shelter?
I think so. It says that there were a lot of different building techniques. For example, dry stone walling and walls cemented with lime mortar can probably be explained by the changes in archaeological practices with time over centuries. So you can see it kind of there, can't you?
Yeah. These rocks are...
They're amazing, aren't they?
They are.
They're huge. And they're everywhere. All right. I think I could make my home here.
You think so? Put your
Under the
tent
rock.
up here.
Tent, little fire. There's, look, even storage.
I'm sure you could sneak a
Carved
few
in.
candles in there, couldn't you? Know what you're like.
This has been epic.
Oh, what a great surprise this place was.
I've loved it, really loved it. I think we will walk back down and then head back towards reception. But what an awesome idea to give everybody a booklet like this.
Yeah, all the information you need as well.
Because I hate audio guides.
Yeah.
I want to read it and then look and enjoy it and not have somebody else in my ear.
So what was this? It was €4 each, wasn't it?
Yeah, €4.
And although it said allow 2 hours, I think we've only been here half an hour. So
Yeah.
I think, yeah, you can do it quicker.
Yeah, but if you want to spend the whole day here, there's also a lot to see. Because it is quite a ride/drive to get here.
It is quite a detour, yeah, that's right.
But totally worth it. But I am sweating.
Yeah, I think you need some airflow.
I have 1, 2, 3, 4 layers on right now.
Well, whose fault is that?
And I have thermal leggings on. So I think I need to get back to the bike and strip off a few layers before we do the next ride.
I have to say, I was a bit pessimistic about that, but I thoroughly enjoyed that. It was a really interesting little site.
It was, and I learnt a lot, and I thoroughly enjoyed it, other than the fact that I am roasting. You know how hot it is because I've taken a thermal layer off,
Yes, it is
which
hot.
only happens past 30 degrees normally.
All right, we're back at the bike, and why do people always park close to it when, you know, there's like all of that space there where they could park?
I need a drink
Yeah.
and a little break, I think.
Well, we passed a lovely little cafe bar, didn't we, on the way in here, so I think we'll ride back to that, we'll get a drink, and then maybe start the next leg of the journey.
Yeah, because there is going to be a cool road coming up. I know that it's going to be exceptional.
It's going to be good, isn't it?
Let's go grab a drink. I still need to cool off.
So join us in the next episode as we make our way further south.